Well, I got some bad news, guys. There are still some terrible stocks out there to own, and unfortunately, many of them are retail favorites that a lot of us like to look at and buy. And yes, there is also a lot of danger in all the AI rage that is going on right now. Some of these stocks I haven't ever talked about before, but boy, are there some disasters waiting out there for us as retail investors. I know this is one of the more controversial videos that I do, but we have to discuss it. I got to get the truth out there to you guys. So make sure you like the video if you like getting the truth without the hype. And I'm not just talking about AI hype, I'm talking about any hype here. We're going to cut through it all. And make sure you check out the pinned comment down there for my new channel where we talk about financial freedom and retiring early. Again, that's all that we talk about over there. It's completely different from this channel, so check it out if you want that type content. All right, so just remember, guys, I am not judging anybody for liking these stocks, wanting these stocks, or owning these stocks. We all have bad stock picks. I have bad stock picks. Warren Buffett has bad stock picks, and he's way better than I could ever dream of being. So if he can have bad stock picks, we are all going to have them as well. That's okay. That's part of investing. The good news is you just want to have a lot more good picks than bad picks. So that right here is what I'm trying to help you guys out with and trying to get us to. So stock number one is Legacy Auto. Take your pick, Ford, GM, whatever, I don't know, but these are things that constantly get pumped out there by the media, by all the Wall Street folks and everything else. I don't care about Legacy Auto. I can look and see, and I've studied their balance sheets and their income statements and all the rest of their financials for years now, decades now, and they're never good. Yes, sometimes there's a trade with a stock. They run up for various reasons. I don't care about trading. I'm a long-term buy and hold investor, and holding these stocks is a complete disaster. These companies are not going to get better. They have all kinds of albatrosses around the business themselves that you can't get rid of. Even if they file for bankruptcy, some of them they can't get rid of. And so they're just terrible stocks to own all the way around. I don't see a catalyst. There's not a business that's going to come in and change the way they do things. They don't have the ability to be dynamic enough to actually change their business to where we could all of a sudden see these massive profits coming on the back end. So there's just not a whole lot here in regards to these stocks, but they pick up steam. I start getting asked about them more, especially as Wall Street starts putting out articles or, somebody on CNBC or some other place talks about it, whatever the case is. I don't want any part of them. They've been complete disasters for decades now, and I don't see anything that's going to turn that around anytime soon. So stock number two is Canoe. I have no idea why this stock ever ran. It's an interesting concept at best. Interesting at best. It's probably at least a decade too early, maybe 2 decades too early. Maybe I'll be dead before it's ever anything that becomes of an interest to current modern day society. So it was one of these things. I don't know what the hype was behind it. I didn't understand it. There's nothing there, and I don't see anything there in the future in regards to this particular stock. Now, maybe in a different setting, a different environment, okay, maybe it makes sense, but man, for right now, there just isn't a whole lot there unless they're able to change that business. I have no idea how they even justify, I won't say justify the current market cap, but I have no idea how I can justify owning the stock long-term and justifying a market cap that would make it a stock that I would want to hold long-term. So for me, this is one I'm just staying far, far away from. It's another casualty of the whole EV boom and busting that went on there in 2021. And speaking of that, stock number three is Lucid. Come on, guys. You knew I had to put this one on the list because I still have people pushing back against the stock thinking it's going to go somewhere anytime soon. Now, from a personal perspective, I want them to succeed. I think we need EVs in that ultra luxury category. That I don't think that that's what Tesla does best. I think Tesla does best moving downstream, not upstream in the market there, and we need that. But they're not executing. Just bottom line, they're not executing. You can get into anything else you want, but looking at it big picture, they are not executing at all. No amount of capital can create execution. It can keep you afloat for longer while you try to figure it out. But man, they are struggling on the execution piece, and that right there is very, very hard. So for me, until they can prove that they can actually execute, knowing that no amount of money can create that, they've got to do it themselves, until they can prove that they can do it, because they've had enough time now to prove it, and they haven't proven it yet. So for me, until that happens, I don't care what the traders do with the stock. I don't care whether or not you make money on the stock or not. It is not a good long-term buy and hold stock, so I'm staying far, far away from it. All right, so now we're on to the controversial part of the list. Yep, you're right. We're going to talk about, some AI things. This is the part right here. You guys are going to get fired up. I'm ready. Come at me down in the comments down there. Let's talk about it. So stock number four is AI plays that are speculative. Now, I want to be real careful here to delineate the difference between the types of stocks. Remember, you have stocks like NVIDIA, for example, that are profitable. And I can look at and see their valuation and see maybe it's trading a touch rich, but it's not ridiculous. And right now, yes, I would agree we are in a AI type bubble of some sort. Is the bubble crazy? Absolutely not, because to me, when the bubbles get crazy, that's when you see even the big dogs, the big players, the ones that are executing, the ones that are profitable, the ones that are the best of the best, they even get valuations that are ridiculous. So let me give you an example here. 2021, the bubble, obviously there was a lot of things that, the market overall was in a bubble, but specifically EVs was the bubble within the bubble per se. That was the hot take. You just said the word EVs and bam, there's $100 million added to your valuation right there if you just had anything to do with EVs at all. Didn't matter what it was, didn't matter whether it had a use case or not. That was just the fact of that market. The problem was the best of the best, the profitable, the most profitable, the one dominating, Tesla, had a PE of over 1,000 during that time. That is crazy overvalued. That right there was the PE. As Nvidia's is nowhere close to that, guys. Not even in the ballpark. It's got to go up 10 times more in order to have that sort of a valuation on it. So we're not seeing that sort of overheating at the top. But what we are seeing is you're seeing speculative companies that don't have a lot of revenue, no profits, and they may or may not be a player in the space, are actually commanding these high valuations, these high price to sales. They're booming. They're running up big. Those right there are the type of stocks that you were speculating on and you were gambling on. It's exactly how you end up with a stock like some of the other EV players that absolutely cratered afterwards and are never coming back. There's a lot of AI companies that fit that exact description that right now are on massive runs, and you may buy it tomorrow and it may double up and you're like, see, Luke doesn't know what he's talking about. He's an idiot or whatever the case is. Cool if you were trading it. That's awesome. You're right. I don't know why you're watching me if you were looking for a trade. But if you're looking for the next NVIDIA, my guess is you got lucky if it actually does turn into the next NVIDIA. But the vast majority of those companies are all going to completely crater down and fail and not make it. That is the reality of what's going on right now. So when I look at this, some of the worst stocks to own right now are some of the ones that are going to be the best performers this year. Now, again, I'm not talking about your NVIDIAs or a Palantir that's profitable or other companies that actually have a product, actually have demand, and are actually churning out good revenue, great revenue, and profits. I'm talking about the companies that are pure speculation underneath, that anytime anything gets hot, those are the ones that return, they 10x in 3 months, and everybody's like, oh my gosh, is this the next whatever? Is this the next whatever? Guys, that is pure speculation. That is pure gambling. If you're trading it, there is a trade there. I'm not going to lie and tell you it's not. But as a long-term buy and hold investor, if you think you're buying the next NVIDIA and this company has nothing more than a PowerPoint and the word AI all over their PowerPoint, man, you are probably setting yourself up for a lot of pain. So I personally would steer clear completely of all that mess. And the final stock would be AMC. And yeah, apes, go ahead, blast me down in the comments right now. I'm ready for it. But the charts have proven me right over and over and over again with this stock. You guys know my thoughts on it. I don't really need to rehash them here again, but I do get asked about it periodically. And I do see that it does go on these little runs or whatever the case is. And maybe it picks up some steam in the chat rooms and all that other good stuff like that. That is not investing. That is gambling. That is speculating. I'm looking at the business and the business is not executing. The management team is not executing. And that's all that matters. In the end, I want AMC to succeed. I really do. I love going to the movies when I get a chance to actually go. But until they actually start executing, I can't recommend the stock at all. So just is what it is, guys. That's my thoughts on this. And if you want to see all my buy and sell alerts in real time on stocks that I am buying, and you want my watch list complete with price targets of stocks I'm looking to buy, you want to take 5 courses for free, you want to be a part of the best 6, 7, and 8 figure Discord out there, use our stock analyzer tool for free. Guys, there is so much coming to the group that's getting ready to drop. It's right here. It's so close. Make sure you check out the pinned comment down there and see if a membership's right for you. And click this video here if you want to see exactly what I'm buying in this market. And click here to see my exact plan for this market. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.